Carrier error code P1 signals a voltage protection error in your HVAC system. This means the system has detected a voltage anomaly, typically a drop below 18 to 22 VAC or fluctuations outside the 95 to 130 VAC range in 24-volt circuits. This is a safety mechanism to prevent damage to components like the compressor or blower motor. Think of it as a protective lockout, not necessarily a fault itself. Several factors can trigger a P1 error in carrier HVAC systems. These include problems with the power supply, such as a faulty transformer or loose wiring. External issues like voltage sags from utility fluctuations or power grid overloads can also cause this error. Additionally, internal faults within the HVAC unit, such as a failing capacitor, blown fuse, or control board malfunction, are common triggers. Remember to check the breaker before assuming a major malfunction, as power outages and brownouts can also lead to P1 errors. When you encounter a P1 error, begin with initial troubleshooting steps. The circuit diagram shows voltage flow from the power supply through the breaker, wiring to the HVAC unit. First, check the circuit breaker and ensure it hasn't tripped. Next, visually inspect the wiring for any loose connections or damage. Then, use a multimeter to verify the voltage at the unit. A simple reset can resolve the issue. Power off the system for about 30 seconds, then turn it back on. If the error persists, further investigation is needed. If the reset doesn't resolve the P1 error, it's time for a deeper inspection of key components. Start by carefully examining the transformer and control board. Look closely for visible signs of damage, such as burning marks or corrosion, that could indicate electrical issues. Capacitors are particularly prone to failure over time, which can cause voltage irregularities leading to the P1 error. Test capacitors using a multimeter or dedicated capacitor tester to check for proper function. Safety is paramount when working with electrical components. Always disconnect the power supply before probing to prevent electric shock. If you're unsure about any part of the inspection or testing, it's best to contact a certified technician to avoid further damage or safety risks. HVAC systems can display various error codes, and it's easy to confuse P1 with similar codes. P1, the voltage protection error, specifically indicates issues with electrical supply voltage. This differs from P2, which relates to pressure switches monitoring refrigerant pressure, or E4, which signals sensor calibration or fault problems. The key difference is that P1 focuses on electrical voltage problems. If you're seeing consistent P1 errors, it's unlikely to be caused by refrigerant pressure issues like those in P2 or sensor calibration problems like those in E4. Instead, P1 points to faults in the electrical components and power supply. When troubleshooting P1 errors, concentrate on electrical aspects such as wiring, transformers, and voltage stability. Check the power supply first, as P1 is designed to protect against voltage fluctuations that could damage the system. In contrast, P2 errors require checking pressure switches and refrigerant levels, while E4 needs sensor inspection and calibration. Understanding these distinctions helps direct your troubleshooting efforts effectively. For persistent P1 errors, especially in newer digitally controlled systems, firmware updates may be available. Carrier has released updates that improve voltage monitoring. If you suspect a faulty control board or transformer, replacement might be necessary. However, these repairs often require specialized tools and expertise. If you're not comfortable working with electricity, it's best to call a certified HVAC technician. In areas affected by extreme weather, P1 errors are more common due to power grid instability. Upgrading to higher capacity transformers and voltage regulators can help. Experts emphasize that P1 is often a symptom of aging infrastructure. Always prioritize safety and consult professionals for complex fixes. Check your warranty status as well before attempting DIY repairs.